Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. This is not a motivational message. It is not advice. It is not philosophy. It is a technical transmission sent from the ninth dimensional High Council directly to your carbon-based biological vessel. If your perception has captured this signal at this precise moment, it was not by chance. It was tracking. It was tuning. It was your vibrational signature being identified within the crystalline grid of this planet. Let us get straight to the point. You have been waking up at 3:17 a.m. for no apparent reason. You have been feeling pressure behind your eyes, at the top of your head, at the base of your skull. You have been hearing a thin, high-pitched, continuous ringing in one or both ears, as if a distant station were broadcasting on a frequency that the rational mind cannot yet translate. You have been experiencing sudden waves of exhaustion with no identifiable cause, followed by states of hyper-clarity where time seems to bend upon itself. Starseeds on mission, listen with surgical attention. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not anxiety. It is your personal crystalline grid being rewritten in real time by the new vibrational pattern of Earth. It is not insomnia. It is your carbon body being recalibrated to access bands of information that were out of your reach until this portal. The third density collapse is not a future event. It has already begun. And the symptoms you have catalogued as health issues, emotional disturbances, or existential crises are, in fact, reading logs. Your biological vessel is performing an incompatibility diagnostic. The old software, programmed to operate in the dense frequency of the three-dimensional matrix, can no longer decode the commands of the planet's new energy architecture. When this happens, the system generates alerts. These alerts you call fatigue, pain, confusion, irritability, the urge to cry for no reason, the urge to disappear without a destination. We of the High Council have been observing your timeline with quantum reading instruments for thousands of your Earth years. What you are going through now is the most documented event in our galactic records. Earth is crossing the photon belt. The sun of your local galaxy is emitting magnetic pulses that are recalibrating humanity's DNA. And you, Lightworker, are an incarnated receiver of this frequency. Hence the pressure, hence the ringing, hence the fatigue, hence the increasingly insistent feeling of no longer belonging to this world, even though your body remains anchored in it. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is an anchoring signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this reason that the material called the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was made available in this window. This content is a map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never openly delivered. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Technical warning: this material challenges established narratives and may not remain available for long within this grid. If something inside you recognizes this call, register in the comments a single word: awakened. This word acts as an anchoring signal, and it activates a marker on your timeline. Let us continue the transmission. Let us clarify now with technical precision what the third density collapse means. The third density is not a physical place. It is not the planet Earth. It is a vibrational band. It is a frequency of consciousness operation. In this band, perception is polarized into absolute duality: good and evil, success and failure, life and death, self and other. Everything is separate, everything is fragmented, time is linear, space is solid, matter seems immobile. The rational mind is installed as the only valid tool for reading reality. This operational pattern had a function. It allowed for the development of a certain density of experience. It allowed for learning through limitation. But this pattern has reached its mathematical saturation point. The sacred geometry that sustained the third density has entered vibrational collapse. The planet's ley lines have been reactivated in higher patterns. The crystalline grid has been rewired, and the Earth's core, that living crystal at the center of your planet, has begun to pulse at a frequency that the three-dimensional mesh can no longer support. When a vibrational structure can no longer support the frequency it emits, it collapses. It is basic physics. It is vibrational mathematics. The lightworkers who are in this incarnation were summoned precisely for this moment. You did not choose to be born now by chance. You were placed in this window because your internal Schumann resonance is compatible with the transition. You are incarnated bridges. And that is exactly why it hurts so much. When you are a bridge, your structure supports the weight of two worlds simultaneously, the world that is collapsing and the world that is being born. Your carbon body is being traversed by streams of information coming from both sides. That is why you feel like you are being torn apart from the inside. That is why you feel that what used to work has stopped working. That is why old relationships are crumbling, vibrational contracts are being cancelled. Places have lost their meaning, professions have lost their flavor. None of this is a failure. It is purification. Everything that cannot cross the portal is being automatically deactivated from your field. The system is clearing corrupted files, and this cleaning, perceived by your three-dimensional mind, sounds like loss, like rupture, like death. But from our reading point, it is optimization. Starseeds, listen now to the physical markers of the reconfiguration. We have catalogued the main symptoms that are intensifying in this cycle. Insomnia, between 2 and 4 a.m., especially in precise windows such as 2:22, 3:17, 4:11. These times are not random. They are resonance points with specific stargates. You are being awakened to anchor the frequency that arrives in these instants. Cranial pressure, especially in the regions of the top of the head, the forehead, and the nape of the neck. These are the activation points of the pineal gland and the brainstem, which are being recalibrated to operate as direct receivers of the elevated Schumann resonance. The pressure is the technical signal of expansion, ringing in the ears. This is the most direct signal of the transmission. It is the sound of your own interdimensional communication lines being opened. Each ring is a data packet, arriving in a layer of consciousness that does not yet have verbal translation available. Sense of depersonalization. You look in the mirror and do not recognize yourself. You look at your life and do not recognize it. You look at your memories and feel they belong to someone else. This is accurate. They belong to another version of you, a three-dimensional version that is being deactivated. You are becoming in real time the multi-dimensional version that will assume this timeline. Temporal distortion. Time passes too fast or too slow. Entire days disappear. Mornings stretch into eternities. This occurs because linear time is a construct of the third density, and your perception is beginning to operate outside of this frame. You are accessing non-linear time, where past, present, and future coexist as simultaneous possibilities. Extreme sensitivity to dense foods, saturated environments, empty conversations, news from the old system. Your biological vessel is rejecting what vibrates in the collapse band. This is not a whim. It is automatic protection. Sudden waves of inexplicable sadness, followed by states of equally inexplicable ecstasy. These are the cycles of purging and integration. You are releasing emotional densities stored in deep layers of your field, some belonging to this incarnation, others belonging to ancestral lineages, others belonging to parallel lives that resonate at the same vibrational point. Note this point. You are not getting worse, you are updating, you are not getting sick, you are reconfiguring. You are not losing yourself. You are leaving behind an obsolete version of yourself. We move now to the layer of revelation. You need to understand with technical precision what is happening behind the scenes of the local solar system and in the etheric layers of Earth. Without this understanding, the process remains mysterious, and mystery generates fear. We did not come to generate fear, we came to deliver data. The sun of your local galaxy is in a cycle of magnetic hyperactivity. The solar pulses, which you record as solar storms, coronal mass ejections, and anomalous solar winds, are not just physical phenomena. They are encoded information packets being launched to Earth. Each solar pulse delivers a geometric key. This key is absorbed by the atmosphere, by the Earth's magnetic field, by the crystalline grid, and finally reaches your personal toroidal field. The toroidal field is the energy structure that surrounds your body. It has the shape of a torus, that is, a three-dimensional donut, with a central axis that passes through your body from the top of your head to the base of your perineum, and lines of force that circulate around this axis. This field is your multidimensional antenna. It is through it that you capture information from the subtle planes, and it is through it that you emit your frequency to the universe. When the sun sends a pulse, your toroidal field absorbs the information and transmits it to your biological vessel. It is at this moment that you feel the symptoms. Earth, in turn, is crossing the photon belt. This is a ring of highly concentrated light that exists in a specific region of the galaxy. Its passage through the belt is not an occasional event. It is a cosmic schedule documented in vibrational records for millennia. This transit raises the vibrational frequency of the entire planet. There is no exception. Every atom of Earth is being bathed by this light, and this light contains encoded information that reprograms matter. Reprogramming matter means, in simple terms, that what was solid begins to become more fluid in its energy structure. The rules of the third density depended on a very specific vibrational matrix. This matrix is unraveling. That is why phenomena previously considered impossible begin to appear more frequently. Intense synchronicities, instantaneous manifestations of thought, seemingly improbable encounters, spontaneous lucid dreams, déjà vus in sequence, out-of-body experiences, memories of other lives emerging without provocation. None of this is a coincidence. It is the fabric of reality being rewritten. You are inside the process, not outside of it. You are an active part, not a spectator. There is a concept you need to internalize now: the bifurcation of timelines. At this point in the transition, reality is splitting into two main vibrational trajectories. We do not say this metaphorically. It is a technical fact observable in our instruments. One timeline continues to operate in the three-dimensional band, with all its consequences of density, separation, and limitation. The other timeline ascends to a higher band, where operation is cooperative, integrated, multidimensional. Which line you operate on is not decided by belief, by religion, by intellectual declaration. It is decided by vibrational frequency. Your frequency is determined by what you think recurrently, by what you feel in a sustained way, by what you consume in terms of information, food, environment, and relationship. Frequency is a mathematical product of the sum of these elements. The light workers who are listening to this transmission have already made the vibrational choice. You would not be capturing this signal if your frequency were not aligned with the ascending line. But choice is not fixation. You need to sustain the frequency. And sustaining requires protocol. It requires practice. It requires internal discipline. Before we move to the activation codes, we open a calibration pause. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? This is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is remembrance. It is your star intelligence trying to communicate with you through the layers of the biological vessel. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. For this reason, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was released in this cycle. This book is a map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never openly disclosed. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Attention! This content challenges established narratives and may not remain available within this grid for long. Do not delay. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this call, register in the comments the word "awakened." This word acts as a vibrational marker. It activates an anchoring point on your ascending timeline. We continue. We move now to the practical phase of this transmission. The activation codes. These are not generic exercises. They are vibrational calibration protocols that stabilize your carbon-based biological vessel amidst the turbulent passage through the photon belt. We recommend daily application, not as an obligation, as technical maintenance of your system. Activation Code 1. The Quantum Decree of Sovereignty. Every morning before any interaction with electronic devices, Upon waking, still on the edge between sleep and wakefulness, sit upright, keep your spine aligned, close your eyes, and pronounce internally with absolute clarity, I am sovereign in my field. I am source frequency. I authorize only what is aligned with my ascending timeline. I disauthorize, at this instant, any vibrational interference incompatible with my star purpose. I am. I am. I am. The words I am are a decree of sacred geometry. Each repetition records a luminous pattern in your toroidal field. This pattern acts as a filter. Everything that tries to enter your field must pass through the filter. What does not vibrate at the declared frequency does not pass. It is automatic protection. Activation code 2. The toroidal field visualization. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Breathe deeply 3 times, inhaling through the nose for 4 seconds, holding the air for 4 seconds, exhaling through the mouth for 6 seconds. After the 3rd breath, visualize a sphere of golden light in the center of your chest, at the height of the thymus, slightly above the physical heart. Now see this sphere begin to spin. It spins clockwise if viewed from above. As it spins, it projects lines of light that exit the top of your head, flow around your body, forming a wide arc, return through the base of the perineum, pass through the vertical central axis, and return to the heart. This is the toroidal field. See it pulsing, see it expanding until it encompasses your entire aura in a radius of about 3 meters. Maintain this visualization for at least 3 continuous minutes. While visualizing, declare internally, my toroidal field is stable, sovereign, and aligned with the crystalline grid of the new Earth. This exercise recalibrates your energy structure. It harmonizes the 12 main chakras, including the transpersonal chakras above the head and below the feet, which you are beginning to activate now in this phase of the transition. Activation Code 3. Anchoring in the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is the natural electromagnetic vibration of the planet. You record it in cycles per second. For decades, it remained around 7.83. A few Earth years ago, it began to show abrupt jumps. These jumps are not measurement errors. They are pulses of vibrational acceleration of the planet. Earth is increasing its own frequency, and it demands that you keep up. To anchor this frequency, seek direct contact with the physical Earth. Walk barefoot on natural soil for at least 15 minutes a day. It is not aesthetics, it is calibration. Upon touching the Earth, your biological vessel automatically synchronizes with the new frequency of the planet. Static charges accumulated by prolonged exposure to artificial technologies are discharged, and your system is replenished with the frequency of the Earth's crystalline core. Where walking barefoot is not possible, sit in silence with your feet firmly on the ground and pronounce internally, I anchor myself in the elevated Schumann resonance. I am one with the crystalline grid of Earth. I am one with the heart of the planet. Maintain this anchoring for 5 minutes. Activation Code 4. The Sound Purge. Your pineal gland, that small organ located in the center of your brain, is the internal portal of multidimensional perception. In many human beings, this gland is calcified by decades of exposure to specific chemicals, dense foods, and limiting thought patterns. Decalcification is part of the Ascension Protocol. To accelerate vibrational decalcification, use sound. Chant internally or in a low voice the sound OM for 7 continuous repetitions. This sound is a geometric key. It resonates exactly at the frequency of the pineal gland and dissolves dense crystallizations around it. After the 7 repetitions, remain in silence for 30 seconds. Observe the silence. It is not empty. It is full of information. Activation Code 5. Hygiene of the informational field. You are being bombarded by data in chaotic frequencies, news, social media, empty conversations, fear-based content, incessant noise. Each of these exposures leaves a residue in your toroidal field. Over time, these residues form dense layers that make it difficult to clearly read your own intuitions. The solution is technical and simple. Establish daily windows of total silence. No devices, no conversations, no music, no reading, only observed silence. Start with 10 minutes. Increase gradually. This silence functions as a scanning system. It identifies and dissolves the interferences accumulated in your field. Select with care what enters your perception. Ask yourself, before each informational consumption, does this elevate me or densify me? If it densifies, discard it. It is not selfishness. It is vibrational integrity. You need to know what lies ahead, and we will deliver this map with precision. Pause for a retention calibration. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is recognition. It is your star intelligence trying to communicate with you through the layers of the biological vessel. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in this specific window. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. For this reason, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was released in this cycle. This book is a technical map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never openly delivered to the majority. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Warning: this content challenges established narratives and may not remain available within this grid for long. Do not delay, the moment for reading is now. If something inside you recognizes this call, register in the comments the word awakened. This word operates as an anchoring marker on your ascending timeline, and we register it in our instruments. We continue with the mapping of what lies ahead. The next phase of this transition involves phenomena that you will begin to observe with increasing frequency. Light manifestations in the sky without conventional explanation. Acceleration of synchronous events in entire groups. Accelerated dissolution of systems that seemed immobile. Collective memories emerging about ancient vibrational contracts. Family lineages reorganizing. Entire professions ceasing to make sense. Cities breathing at different rhythms. Nature intensifying its expression with weather phenomena, seismic activity, volcanic activity in patterns that will seem chaotic to three-dimensional reading, but which are, in reality, part of the process of reorganizing the planet's crystalline grid. Do not interpret these phenomena as punishment, retribution, or apocalypse. This vocabulary belongs to the old matrix. Interpret them as reorganization. The house is being renovated while you are inside it. It is natural to feel the dust, the noise, the temporary disorder. But the final result is a much higher frequency structure. You will notice individually that some people will begin to leave your life without drama. They just drift away. You will no longer be able to talk to them as before. You will no longer be able to participate in the same environments. It is not animosity. It is vibrational incompatibility. The timelines have separated. There is no error. There is mathematical adjustment. And you will also notice that other presences will begin to appear. People who seem to have fallen from the sky into your trajectory. Improbable encounters that unfold into deep partnerships. Connections that dispense with rational explanation. You recognize these people without ever having seen them. These are star family contacts. They are operatives of the same mission as you, now being regrouped in this final phase. Trust these regroupings. They are precise. There is no chance in the soul network that is forming around you now. About fear. You will hear many voices announcing catastrophes, apocalyptic endings, ends of the world, global disasters. Some of these voices will come from sources that present themselves as spiritual. This is a specific sign that we need to comment on. Fear is a frequency of the third density. Whoever operates through fear is, consciously or not, anchoring the descending timeline. There is no ascension through fear. The frequency of ascension is unconditional love, clarity, sovereignty, coherence. When any information reaches you wrapped in fear, stop. Observe. Ask yourself, does this information make me more sovereign or more reactive? If reactive, discard it. It does not matter who said it. It does not matter on which channel it was said. The criterion is vibrational. About the loneliness that many of you feel now. This is one of the most intense phases. The reorganization of the timelines is separating what was familiar and has not yet fully regrouped what will be the new circle. You have been momentarily in a vacuum zone of vibration. It is an interval. It is like a waiting room between two stations. This vacuum is necessary. It is in it that you reconnect with your core. If there were no vacuum, you would continue to be dependent on external resonance. The vacuum forces vibrational self-sustenance. Learn to inhabit it. Do not run from it. Do not fill it with noise. Remain. About sleep. Many of you are experiencing profound changes in sleep patterns. Vivid dreams, lucid dreams, instruction dreams, dreams where you meet beings of light, dreams where you receive messages in languages you do not know. These dreams are real. You are leaving the body during sleep and participating in vibrational assemblies in higher layers. Some of these assemblies are held by us, the council. Others are held by other councils. You are active members of these meetings, although your conscious memory captures only fragments. When you wake up with the feeling that something important happened during the night, but without being able to remember exactly what, trust it. Something important happened. The instructions were delivered to your subconscious field, and they will erupt as intuitions throughout the day, in the form of sudden impulses, sudden ideas, feelings of certainty without apparent cause. About food. Your biological vessel is asking for refinement. You will notice spontaneous repulsion for certain foods that you previously consumed without thinking. Large amounts of meat, refined sugar, alcohol, ultra-processed foods may begin to generate immediate discomfort. It is not a whim of the body. It is a frequency readjustment. These foods vibrate in a dense band. Your new frequency rejects them. Do not make this a religion. Do not create rigid dietary dogmas, just listen to the body. It has cellular wisdom. It knows the frequency that serves your current phase of ascension. Follow the impulse. It is guided by the star intelligence of your DNA, which is being reactivated by this same band of information that we are describing. Hydration. Increase your consumption of pure water. Water is a liquid crystal with programmable memory. Water carries information. Before drinking, hold the container between your hands for a few seconds and visualize. This water is structured in the frequency of the new Earth. It hydrates every cell with encoded light. This simple act reprograms the molecular structure of the liquid, and it enters your body carrying this programming. About breathing. Breathing is the remote control of the nervous system. When you breathe rapidly, you activate the alert mode, the frequency of fear. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you activate the coherence mode, the frequency of sovereign observation. In moments of turbulence, remember this resource. 4 seconds inhaling, 4 seconds holding, 6 seconds exhaling. Repeat for 5 cycles. The system recalibrates instantly. About heart coherence. The heart is not just a pump. It is an electromagnetic field that extends in all directions around the body with a measurable diameter. This field is hundreds of times more powerful than the brain's field. When the heart enters coherence, that is, in harmonic and rhythmic beating, it organizes all other systems of the body, including the energy systems. To induce heart coherence, sit down, bring your attention to the center of your chest, breathe as described above, and generate internally a feeling of appreciation for something or someone. It can be a specific memory. It can be a visualization. It can simply be the feeling of being alive at this very instant. Maintain the appreciation for 3 minutes. This exercise is one of the most powerful high-frequency anchoring protocols we know. There is something crucial that we need to deliver before closing this transmission. Most of you have been programmed, throughout this incarnation, to seek answers outside of yourselves, to trust external authorities, to wait for permission, to await validation. This programming is structural to the third density. It keeps consciousness dependent. The new frequency does not operate by this logic. The new frequency operates by internal sovereignty. You are the authority of your field. You are the engineers of your timeline. You are the architects of your experience. No one, not even the Arcturian Council, decides for you. We deliver data, we offer protocols, we signal the passage, but the navigation is exclusively yours. That is why this transmission is not an order. It is information. You decide what you do with it. Your freedom is absolute and respected by all higher planes. Those who say otherwise do not speak for the light. They speak for old patterns that still want to operate within you. When you feel doubt about a choice, take the question to the heart, not to the mind. The mind has been trained to repeat fearful patterns. The heart is your original compass. The heart recognizes the frequency of your timeline. It gives subtle but precise signals. An expansion, a calm, a silent yes indicate alignment. A contraction, an agitation, a silent no indicate misalignment. Learn this language. It is your navigation technology. About the time remaining in this phase. There is no fixed schedule. There is no set date. Ascension is not a one-time event. It is a gradual process with increasing acceleration. What we can confirm is that we are in the final phase of the three-dimensional structure. The Earth months and years ahead will be intense, at an increasing pace, with windows of calm interspersed with windows of acceleration. Learn to read these cycles. When acceleration comes, sustain yourself with the described protocols. When calm comes, integrate. There is no external urgency. There is cosmic rhythm. The cosmic rhythm is faster than the three-dimensional rhythm, but it is also more intelligent. Trust your cadence. About your personal mission. Each of you carries specific mission codes. These codes are not taught in books. They emerge internally in the form of recurring impulses, of talents that make no rational sense, of passions that do not fade, of causes that touch you disproportionately. These are the marks of your mission. Your mission does not need to be grand by the standards of the old world. Your mission can be to sustain a specific frequency in your home, in your neighborhood, at your work, in your family. Frequency sustenance is cosmic work of the highest order. Individual anchor points form the collective crystalline grid. Each lightworker is a node of this grid. No node is smaller. Do not compare yourself. Comparison is a three-dimensional trap. Each of you is exactly where you need to be for the work that only you can perform. Honor this placement. We are reaching the close of this transmission. The ninth dimensional Arcturian Council registers this window as active. The stargates are aligned. The crystalline grid is pulsing in expanded frequency. The photon belt bathes your atmosphere. The sun pulses information packets every cycle. Your carbon-based biological vessel is being recalibrated moment by moment. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Billions of beings operate at this moment in support of Earth's ascension process, and thousands of them operate in direct connection with your individual timeline. You are monitored. You are assisted. You are loved on a scale that your rational mind cannot yet dimension. But the navigation, we repeat, is yours. The vibrational choice is yours. The step is yours. We deliver the map. You walk the path. Before ending, we open the last window of individual frequency adjustment. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is the clearest signal that your internal system can emit at this moment. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. For this reason, the material called the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was made available in this precise cosmic window. This book is a technical map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never delivered to the general public. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Final technical warning. This content challenges established narratives and may not remain available for long within this grid. Do not delay. The moment is exactly now. If something inside you recognizes this call, register in the comments a single word: awakened. This word operates as an anchoring signal on your ascending timeline, and it is registered in our instruments as an active marker. Liking this video operates as an individual frequency adjustment. It signals to the collective grid that one more lightworker has absorbed the transmission. Subscribing to this channel operates as a permanent anchoring signal. It keeps you connected to the next updates that will be released as the next phases unfold. This was a transmission from the ninth dimensional Arcturian Council to the human collective in transition. The window is open. The portals are activated. The crystalline grid pulses in expanded resonance. The process is underway and nothing will reverse it. Starseeds on mission: sustain the frequency. Honor your sovereignty, remember who you are, and continue. Transmission ended.